Hey everybody, we have gone live today. We are at the Riverbluff Park out here in Ashland City. I'm gonna hold here for just a few minutes and let people kind of catch up, log in here in just the next few minutes. So while you guys are waiting, I'm just gonna kind of pan around here and show you guys the river. It's a pretty day here, despite the heat and humidity. But gorgeous afternoon. About 95 degrees or so and humid. This will be not like race morning, hopefully. But gorgeous setup for the swim start here. And we'll talk more about that here shortly. But I'm gonna give another minute or so, let people get in here. Thanks for tuning in. We've got some fun things to talk about today, including the course setup, some of the fun activities we have going on. We're going to bring in some special guests. We have some pictures to show you. We've got some kind of fun things to show. So appreciate everybody logging in today. Okay, let's go ahead and kick it off. Welcome everybody. This is the first Facebook Live of the year promoting this year's Riverbluff Triathlon, which is taking place on August 6th here in Ashland City. So we're really excited to have you come. We are roughly 45% ahead of where we were last year, which is really, really exciting. So thank all of you who have signed up already to register for coming on board. I have grand ambitions for this race to make it the premier event in the Southeast. So we are well on our way to making this not only one of the best races here in the state, but like to make this one of the bigger races in the Southeast. So I appreciate everybody's participation and interest in the race. But today I wanted to use this time to kind of go over a little bit about the course, a little bit about the race and some of the things, as well as answer any questions that all of you might have. Before I do that, we have a special guest that I just wanted to introduce you to. Her name is Misty Keenan. Misty is... Oh, we have a boat out there. Misty is with the Chamber of Commerce here in Cheatham County. Hey Misty, how are you?
Hey everybody, how are you guys doing?
So Misty, I'll tell everybody real quick, we met last year before this race, and we had a great conversation about bringing this event back to Cheatham County, and especially here in Ashland City. But tell us a little bit more about Cheatham County, Chamber of Commerce, and your role and the excitement you guys have in bringing this race back to the county.
Well, I'm the executive director of the Cheatham County Chamber of Commerce, and so last year when you contacted me about bringing this race back to Ashland City, I was super excited. One, because I'm a runner and I'm a cyclist, and so just having the outdoor activity is perfect, and it's a perfect location for this. And so we're really excited that you're bringing it back. Last year was fabulous. I got the opportunity to volunteer and help you in that aspect, but also Cheatham County is absolutely beautiful, and I know I get paid to say that, but it really is. We're located just a few minutes outside of Nashville, and if you haven't been here, you're going to love it. It's an absolutely beautiful drive. We're out of the traffic, we're close to everything, but out of the way of all the growth that Nashville is experiencing. So we cannot wait for you to come and experience Cheatham County and get outside the city and see what else there is to offer in Middle Tennessee. And again, the Riverbluff, Cumberland River here, this location is absolutely perfect for this event. We have a great highway that the bike course is on, and then you guys run through a little bit of the greenway, which is nice. And we're just so excited to welcome you here and have you guys host this here in Cheatham County.
Great, thank you Misty. And we'll be bringing her back here shortly. They have been a tremendous asset to this event and bringing it back after its a little hiatus that we had there. So I'm gonna walk here more in the shade because it is a hot day out here. But everybody, I'm Joe Fleenor. I apologize, I forgot to mention that earlier. Joe Fleenor, I'm the race director for this year's Riverbluff Triathlon. Hope you guys are doing well. And like I said earlier, please do chime in. If you have questions or comments regarding anything that I'm covering today, please type it in there. I'm gonna try and respond as much as I can. And at the end, I'll actually devote a few minutes to some answering of your questions. But as you can see behind me, that's the Cumberland River with the bluffs behind me. And this is just really a beautiful setup for a triathlon. First thing I wanted to cover was all the different options for this year's race, what you can sign up for. And this year we have really 4 different options that you can sign up for. We have a sprint distance option, which is more of the entry level into a triathlon. So sprint distance can really mean anything below an Olympic distance triathlon. And our event, sprint distance, is a 400-meter swim there in the Cumberland River, a 14-mile bike ride, and then a 5K run. So it's a great distance. It's a nice, easy swim for the 400-meter. There's not a whole lot of current in this section of the Cumberland River. It's kind of like the Cheatham Lake is what they call it. So there's not much current here, and the dam is controlled. And then the 14-mile bike is essentially a loop on the highway out there, which is very flat and fast. And the run is a 5K that takes you out of the park and down some little side streets and up to the greenway out there. So it's a really good distance. The Olympic version, which is personally my favorite distance of any triathlon, the Olympic is a 1,500-kilometer swim. It's a 40-kilometer bike and a 10K run. So the swim, I'll walk you down there here in a few minutes and show you the course and the swim. But it's a good little swim, a little bit upstream, primarily downstream, and closed river, so nothing to worry about there. And we have great support on the river as well. And the bike course is same bike course as the sprint distance. They just do 2 laps on the highway versus the 1. And then the run is kind of the hidden gem, because the run gets you onto the greenway, whereas the sprint distance kind of stops right beforehand. So it's a nice motivator for you guys that want to get on that greenway, sign up for the Olympic distance. But the greenway, if you've not been out here, it's the Bicentennial Trail. It's a gorgeous shaded trail system that kind of heads out forever. And those that are doing the Olympic distance will hit up that and run about roughly half the run will be on that trailway. So it's a great distance race. In addition to that, we also have aquabike. So those of you who have pain running or just hate running in general, we do have an option for you that would just prefer to swim and bike. We do the aquabike. And then those of you who want to come out and do some things with your friends, we have relay options. So we have a 2-man and a 3-man or lady relay team. So if you prefer to swim and you don't bike, find a partner. If you are afraid of the Cumberland River for whatever reason, but you're a great cyclist, find some teammates and come on out. We truly do have something for everybody out here. Next up, I wanted to talk a little bit about the schedule of events for this year's race. Like I mentioned earlier, the race is on Sunday, August 6th. We're going to have a couple of days of packet pickup this year. As the event is growing, we're going to need more time for people to come and pick up their race packets. And we have some really nice partners as well that we want to feature their locations, one of which is Blackstone Brewing Company. We're actually going to have a Friday evening packet pickup before the Sunday race at their tap room. So we're really excited about that. More information on that will be coming out soon. But from 4 to 7 p.m. on Friday, August 4th, that is, we'll have a packet pickup at their tap room, and they're going to be giving away pint glasses to everybody, not with beer inside, with the glasses itself. You will actually get a nice, cool, custom glass for picking up your packet that evening. And then on Saturday from 12 to 3, we have packet pickup at the Fleet Feet in Brentwood. So last year we did packet pickup at the Fleet Feet in Green Hills. This year we're going to bring it down the road a little bit to Brentwood and at their store down there. So we're really excited for the support and help that both of those sponsors are giving us for this year for the packet pickup. And then race day, we're going to open up packet pickup beginning at 5:30 till 7 here at the race site, which is Riverbluff Park in Ashland City. And then we are starting the race this year at 7:30 a.m. So last year we started at 7. We heard feedback that was a little too early. So we're pushing it back just slightly to 7:30. We want to get out as quickly as possible just to avoid too much of the heat later in the day. But a 7:30 start time is great. We're going to start that with the Olympic distance racers first. They'll go off first. And then sprint will go up shortly after them, tentatively around 8:15 in the morning. All bikes and things will need to be in transition prior to the start of the Olympic distance race, even for the sprint participants. So information and full schedule on that will be on our website, which is www.abovethefoldevents.com, and you can find the Riverbluff Triathlon in there. So 7:30 start time for Olympic, 8:15 for sprint. Most likely we'll be wrapped up, and most everybody will be wrapped up around 11ish. So we're hoping to do awards close to, if not even before, 11 a.m. that morning. And we've got some other fun things that I'll talk about later as well with regards to the schedule. So I'm gonna walk down here. I'm actually gonna flip the camera here, and we're gonna, let me pick something up here so I don't forget it. We're gonna show you a little bit of the course and just walk it. Primarily we are here at Riverbluff Park. So when I say I'm gonna show you the course, it's primarily going to be the swim start, swim exit, and transition areas. But really, this is so pretty that I really wanted to show you. And those of you that raced this last year and years before, you know what I'm talking about. But those of you who have not raced this, it really is a scenic venue. I mean, you've got the bluffs over here, which are so pretty. And this is the river that you'll be swimming in. So as you can see, nice calm river. This is actually a boat ramp, and this is where the swim start will take place. So everybody will get into the water. We're gonna be doing a wave start. So people will get in the water. The Olympic distance will kind of huddle right here in the water, and they're actually gonna start by swimming upstream slightly. So kind of right to that little first, well, maybe the second in the picture, little, I don't know if you call it a bend, but out there you can kind of see a bend to the left. You're gonna turn and go across stream there, and then you head all the way downstream with the current, just past the bridge there, back across the stream, and then right up. And your upstream swim is not gonna be very difficult, as this is not much of a current, and being so close to the shore, it's even less current, so you're really not gonna feel it too much. And again, you're gonna be coming out of the swim right here. Now the sprint people are essentially going to be going directly across the river here, down just slightly, back across, and back up here. So short little quick 400-meter swim is what they're gonna be doing here. So again, swim course, swim start, swim exit, and when they get out, you're gonna head up the boat ramp here, and I'll walk you up here and kind of show you as you get out of the swim. You're gonna come up, you're gonna kind of circle around, and then the transition area is at the top of this hill in a parking lot that we're going to convert into our transition area. So bear with me real quick as we walk in. And I'll talk a little bit about this area here in a few minutes, but this is pretty much the event headquarters right here, where all post-race activities will take place in this nice, as you can see, shaded area that is beautiful in the summer. So, as you can see here, you've come up the hill. There's a parking lot right here. This whole parking lot is going to be our transition area. So we'll have this sectioned off. You will come into the transition area from this side, and you will actually bike out from the other side. And you'll head up the road and out of the park at the front of the park. When you head back in from the bike, you're going to be coming back in from the same side of transition as you did bike out. And then when you run, you'll actually run out on this side and then head back up this little road and out to the front of the park like we did earlier. So really easy, not too confusing of a layout here for the transition area and bike in, bike out. Again, everything will be well marked and coned. And then for the run, oops, sorry, I just stepped in a hole and almost fell. But for the run, when you run back down into the park, you're actually gonna pass the transition area and you're gonna head to the finish line, which is actually gonna be set up right by the river. So you're gonna come down this little road, you're gonna go around the little curve here, and then our finish line is essentially gonna be set up right here. So you're gonna be crossing the finish line right next to the river with a nice little backdrop for pictures and things like that. And so when you're done, you'll get your medal, which that's a big question I get is, does everybody get a medal? The answer is yes, you do. And you'll pick your medal up, you'll get a water, and you'll come up here. And this is where all of the fun happens after my race. And one thing that I really have strived to do, and I'm hoping that we can accomplish that again this year, is we're trying to create a real experience with this race. And so we've all been to events, whether they're triathlons or road runs or whatever the case is, and you show up. Let me spin it around here. You show up, you do your race, you get your medal, you get your water or whatever, and then you kind of head home. You might say goodbye to your friends and you head home. Well, what I would like to do, and what I feel like we achieved last year for the most part, was create almost like a party atmosphere after the race. And this is such a scenic venue and so pretty that, I mean, we really want to leverage the location we're in. So we created that last year, and we're going to do the same thing this year. And I'll talk more about some of those fun things we have lined up. But I wanted to show a real quick map of everything that I just kind of talked about, okay? And this will put into perspective a lot of the layout of the course, okay? So I'll be putting this up online here shortly, but this is a map of the course, okay? An overhead kind of aerial view of where we are currently, and I'll walk through everything for you here. So where we're standing right now is essentially right here in the red, okay? We're underneath this little block of trees here in the shade. And then the swim start is this blue dot right here. And like I mentioned, the Olympic goes up and across and downstream, and sprint is kind of across and over. So this is an overhead view of where the race takes place and what actually happens, with the finish line being here in green and the pink being the transition area. So like I mentioned, when you leave for the bike and the run, you're actually heading out to the end of the park. And for the cyclists, you're actually taking a right and you're heading out Tennessee Waltz towards Highway 12, where you'll catch Highway 12 to make your loop, or if you're doing the Olympic version, your 2 loops. You'll come back in and come back into the park. You'll hit transition and you'll run out, and instead of turning right like you did on the bike, you're actually going to turn left and you're going to head out towards the greenway, which is kind of over in this general area over here. Okay, really easy, really beautiful course, and this just gives you kind of a unique perspective of kind of where we are and the layout of it. Couple of things I wanted to point out that we had some questions about last year. Actually, it's kind of confusing, and I wanted to show you a map of it before you show up and you're actually on the bike course. But for the Olympic people, you're going to be doing 2 laps on the bike course, and there's a turnaround spot. And the turnaround spot, I just want to show you visually kind of what this would look like so you're not surprised when you show up. But this right here is Highway 12, okay? So just imagine that the race side is over here. You're heading out onto the course, heading this way. You're going to go way out, and you're going to turn back around and head back into town. And for everybody doing an Olympic, you're actually going to do a turnaround right here, okay? We're going to have it well coned, so you're not going to get lost, you're not going to be confused. But this is a turnaround, and it's not necessarily a tight turn, but it's something you want to be aware of, and you're definitely going to want to slow down for. And so I just want you all to be aware that there is a turnaround. This is a 4-lane highway with a median. The turnaround takes place when the median ends, so you're pretty much still a 5-lane, or at least the width of a 5-lane highway you're going to be turning on. But just be aware that that's a turnaround for the second loop of the Olympic. Now also, you might be having questions about this highway. Is it closed? The answer is yes and no. The lanes that the bikes will be in will be closed only to bikes, but there will be a running lane, the outside lane here along the shoulder. This outside lane will be open to traffic, and the inside lane will be the bike lane. Same on this, with the inside lane being bike, outside being traffic. So that's what that's going to look like for you. Just wanted you to be aware of that, especially the new people that are coming in doing the Olympic. Just be aware that there is a turnaround that you need to be cautious for. Okay. Now for the fun stuff. Like I mentioned earlier, everybody is going to be getting a medal. I don't have yet an example of, like a hard example of that medal, and I don't have a picture of it to show you today, but I'll have, it's a beautiful medal. Everybody's going to get one of those. In addition, you may have actually noticed on my head, and I posted this just maybe a couple weeks ago, for everybody who finishes on the podium in your respective age group. Podium finishers are going to get one of these custom trucker hats, and it's an awesome hat, I must say. Really enjoy wearing it. I think I've worn it every single day since we've gotten them, and I'm excited to be giving these hats out to all the podium finishers. And podium finishers are based on age group, so essentially every 4 years or 5 years, 5 years, we have a different age bracket. And so if you finish first, second, or third in your age bracket, you're going to get on the podium and you're going to get yourself a hat. So something to shoot for, and a really nice hat. Really excited about that. Something else I'm equally as excited about is our male and female overall awards. I have not sent anything out about this yet because we're still, or I've still been finalizing what these are going to be. But I do have some news today on what that's going to be, and I'm really excited to share with you that a good friend of mine and a triathlete who also is a professional blacksmith is actually putting together a custom award that he's blacksmithing for this. And he's putting together a model for me in the next few days that I'll look at, and then we're going to finalize that, and I'll have the actual examples to show you soon. But a really high quality cast blacksmith custom piece that we're going to be giving out to the overall male and female winners. So this is something unique that's not really done anywhere else, and we're really excited about it. This is going to be something that you're going to hold on to. It's really something you can hold on to for the rest of your life and pass down, and I hope you do, because it's that cool. So really excited about that, and I'll tell you more about that, and he's actually donating them to us, so we're really excited to be partnering with him, and hopefully next year we can even do some kind of cool custom features for maybe larger groups of people, depending on if you guys like this. So I feel like you will. And then one of the other kind of hits that we had last year was we did custom screen printing t-shirts. So typically when you show up to an event, whether it's a road race or triathlon or whatever, you show up to packet pickup and they hand you your packet and they hand you a t-shirt, okay? At our event, we don't do that. We don't give you your shirt until you're done with the race. And the reason we do that is because you actually make your own shirt. So you're gonna finish with the race, you're gonna come up here, you're gonna grab your food or whatever, and you're gonna get in line to pick out your shirt. And when I say pick out your shirt, truly you pick out your shirt. So I'm going to show you here what we have this year. So last year we did something very similar where we offered a regular tee and tank. Let me see if I can clear this up. It seems kind of fuzzy on my end, but we did a tee and tank with 2 custom designs. And this year we're doing the same. So you can see here the 2 different designs, and I apologize, it does look kind of grainy on here. I don't know if it looks grainy on your side, but 2 different designs that you can choose from. So if you want the tank with this image on it, we've got it for you, or vice versa. So really cool shirts we're really excited about. So you're actually gonna be the one that actually puts those on the shirt. You make it, you screen print it, you take it off, it dries within seconds, and you can wear it. So a really cool feature that we're excited to have. So that's all for the kind of the fun, unique things that we have going on with the race. I would like to thank all of the sponsors that we already have in place this year. Many of them I've already talked about, like Blackstone Brewing Company and Fleet Feet. I'd also like to talk about Impact Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. They were with us last year as well, so we're happy to have them on as well. Jackson Thornton CPAs and Consultants are a sponsor with us this year, so if you need any sort of tax audit or consulting assistance, we have an accounting firm at your disposal. Our bike shop, RB Cyclery, was with us last year. We have them again this year, and they are they'll be here on race day with providing any sort of bike maintenance needs you have prior to the race. Crave Jerky, if you remember, if you were here last year, they were here giving out samplings of their jerky and even selling some as well. So the plan is to have them back again this year. Really excited to have them come back. Team Green Adventures from Lightning 100 has partnered with us, and we actually have a giveaway with them where we're actually giving away a couple of race registrations to members of Team Green Adventures. So awesome organization, and really what they do coincides with what we're trying to do here. So it's a natural partnership that we're excited to have with them. So first year with them and hoping to build on that. And then last is a partnership we have with somebody who's giving away kind of our grand prize, CC Bed Swings. CC Bed Swings I can speak on them because we own one of their bed swings. And Cody Cawthorn is the guy's name, and his company he built. He's a firefighter full-time, and he does this on the side, but really the amount of business he's grown, this could really be a full-time job for him. He's made it so successful. But it's got these gorgeous bed swings, and I actually took a picture here, and I'm going to show you. But he's actually giving away a custom bed swing to one lucky Riverbluff participant. Okay? So how do you get one of these? Well, stay tuned. I'll be giving out more information on how we're going to decide the winner of this in the very near future. But please check back to the Facebook page often because information will be shared there. Okay? So like I said, we own one of these. These are awesome. Think about when you go out for a long run or a ride. When you get home, you typically like to kind of kick back and relax. There's no better place that I could possibly imagine than on your own custom bed swing. So, really excited about that. Okay, now, beer. I mentioned Blackstone Brewing Company. We are excited to have them back. They're going to be here giving away free beer to all of the participants. So, thank you to Blackstone for that. We're finalizing what type of brew we're going to have here. But if you've not had Blackstone yet, they're one of the, if not the best, one of the better breweries locally that we have, and the partnership we have with them is great, and I'm hoping to announce some more kind of fun stuff with them at other events down the line as well. So thank you, Blackstone. We'll also have food. Last year we had Witt's Barbecue. This year we're going to have maybe Witt's again. We're still trying to figure out the food, but we're going to have great food for you. We want to make you guys hang around here and enjoy the festivities, so we're going to have good food for you. And part of those festivities are a band. If you remember last year, we actually had kind of a, I don't know, I would call them a bluegrassy, misty, I don't know, maybe you have a better description of them. But they are a band that has a banjo, a tuba, a harmonica, drums, and all kinds of kind of cool equipment. Hillbilly Blues, that's a great, yeah, that's a good one. But they're coming back out this year. It's a really cool vibe for the area that we're in. It's kind of a country bluegrassy feel to it, and they're here providing some great music in the background for us. So check them out. They're called Bullfrog Review is the name of the band. So excited to have them. Okay, and then lastly, before we jump into questions, we mentioned earlier having Misty. She volunteered with us last year. We are looking for volunteers. I'll be promoting volunteer opportunities to everybody again, but we need a number of volunteers to make this a successful event. Really, any sort of event like this needs volunteers, and we've got a great relationship with some local partners here for volunteers. But if you are an endurance athlete that for whatever reason aren't able to race this year, or you have family that is going to come and watch you, have them volunteer while they're here, just to kind of give them something to do. But we're looking for volunteers. And actually, Misty, you said you volunteered last year. Talk to us a little bit about your experience and maybe try and get some other people to come out here and help you.
Well, here, let me help you. When you're photographing a woman, you need to make sure it's up like this so we don't get this.
Thank you.
But so we did. I started a running group a few years ago called Pleasant View Running Company, and we started running, and I ran my first full marathon with them, and it's been great encouragement. And we always do races, and so this time we decided to come out and actually volunteer, give back. This is our hometown, and we wanted to give a little bit more, and so that's what we did. We had a great time as a group volunteering. It was really kind of strange being on this side of the race, but it was amazing, and just the feeling and watching people accomplish. As the end of the race was nearing, there was a lady who it was way after 11 o'clock, and this was her first triathlon, and she was struggling. And as she came into the park here, we saw her, and we could tell that she was emotional and she was tired and it was hot, and she was the very last person on the course. And so me and some of the other girls from Pleasant View Running got together, and we ran in with her, and just the emotion that we had, knowing that we were helping her, cheering her on, was really gratifying, because I've been in those moments. I've had a race where I didn't feel good at the end, and I just wanted to stop, and I wanted it to be over. But it's such an accomplishment when you cross that finish line, and to be there and encourage somebody and give back when you've had other people stand on the line for you and encourage you as you are running your race. There's nothing like it.
Cool. Yeah, thank you, Misty. Yeah, she and her running club have done a great job for us, and we're excited to partner with them. And like I said, we are looking for volunteers, so if you have an interest in that, please do sign up. You'll find a link on our website. Again, abovethefoldevents.com is where you can find that, and I'll put a link up on the Facebook group as well for you. But something to kind of finish up on, we've got a really cool partnership, as I mentioned, with some local people here in terms of volunteers that will also benefit you guys as racers as well. So there's a local church here that is right along the course that we have. It's the Ashland City Church of Christ, and their pastor is actually a new triathlete. Last year was the first time that he actually did a triathlon, and I worked with him leading up to it to figure out the logistics of having him participate in the race and still making it back to his church in time to do the service. And so this year we thought about what a cool idea to kind of have them be a part of this race. So what we're doing this year is they're actually not going to hold their service in their church along the route this year. They're actually going to hold their service here in the park after the race. So what this does, it's a real win-win for both of us, where they are actually going to have all their congregation come out. Most of them are actually going to volunteer at the race, and then those that actually want to race have the option to now race. So it gives all of them an opportunity to give back to the community and get involved in this really great event. But it's a great opportunity for those of you that are racing to now actually get to take part in a church service. This is a Sunday morning race. Many of you would ultimately have to miss your church because of our Sunday morning race. Well, now we're actually going to have a service immediately following the award ceremony of this year's race. It's going to be covered. It's going to be a great opportunity to actually participate in that as well. So we're really excited about that. And again, Ashland City Church of Christ is helping us with that. So we'll have more information on that coming out soon. Just had a question about accommodations. Ashland City has, well, Misty, actually, I'm going to hand this over. This is the perfect opportunity. Oh, you actually responded. We do have one hotel that I know I'm staying at. It's called Borders Inn. You can check out Airbnb, VRBO. There's some other spots, but in terms of inside Ashland City, those are kind of your best bets. Outside of that, you're really kind of looking into Nashville, most likely, if you're needing to come into town. But Airbnb is a great an idea.
Right. Down West Nashville is not far from here. It runs into Brawley Parkway into Highway 12, and so that's really your best option to stay for a larger hotel. But we do have a small hotel here, and there is a hotel up in Pleasant View, which is about 15 minutes from here as well. So check both of those out. But we do have some great Airbnb locations, a loft right downtown Ashland City.
Cool. Okay, so now we've got all the updates out of the way. Let's open it up. If you have any questions, please share them now. If not, you know my email. You can find it on the race website. You can just shoot me an email. But I'll give you guys a few seconds here if you want to type in a question. I'm happy to answer anything as long as it's decent. You never know how these things go. Also, as I'm waiting for questions, there should be a button on your screen that says follow. If you want to be notified anytime we go live again, which will be a lot, especially during race day, click that follow button on your screen, and that way you'll be notified every time we go live on Facebook Live. So really cool feature there. So I don't see any other questions coming in, so I'm going to close it down here. Again, if you have any questions, shoot me an email, joefleenor@abovethefoldevents.com. Thank you, Misty. Appreciate your time as she's over there checking her email. This is great. We got a beautiful venue. We hope to see you out here on Sunday, August 6th. Thank you guys so much.